Good morning. Welcome, mindful performers. Last week we talked about loving fiercely as a way to work through tragic loss. I wanted today to dive in a little deeper to love as a practice and why love is so effective as a practice as we move through our lives and we interact with others and we form the thoughts that we form on a regular basis when we're talking, thinking, planning, whatever it is. When we are feeling the emotion of love, obviously we're usually in wonderful settings, right? We're with a loved one, we're with our children, we're with our pets, we're with family, extended family, friends, or even somebody new that you just met, where you're just feeling that feeling of love. So where does that feeling come from, and why is it so powerful? Well, there's a hormone called oxytocin that is released by the pituitary gland, and recently it was discovered that it's also released by the heart itself. And oxytocin is called the love hormone or the love chemical because it's key in bonding. When a mother is giving birth or breastfeeding, a large amount of oxytocin is released to assist in the bonding between a mother and her child. When we hug somebody that we care about or cuddle or kiss somebody in a loving way, oxytocin is released within our mind and within our body. And when it's released, it is promoting a bonding or a bond forming between those people, or those two people, or even a group of people. So it's a very powerful hormone within our society. And as you can imagine, when you're feeling that way, you are not only bonding, but you can't hold a grudge. You're in a very positive mood. It's been shown to reduce symptoms of depression. There's been a lot of studies on the power of oxytocin, as well as how do you produce oxytocin on a regular basis. We can't always go around kissing somebody or hugging somebody. Well, maybe we can, I don't know, but I don't have that luxury in my life. So how do you produce oxytocin within your body so that you feel trusting and you feel good and you have the capability of bonding and forming bonds with others? Because that's key. Connection is key in our lives. There's a few ways, luckily, other than the ways I mentioned already, to increase oxytocin in our body, and one of the ways is altruism. So the selfless concern and care of others, and this can be done through volunteering. And there's been some pretty fascinating studies on altruism and the connection between volunteering, obviously the oxytocin that occurs when we're volunteering, and health. In fact, there was a study, I believe it was 400 volunteers over a period of 30 years, and they had some pretty amazing findings. 20% of them actually lost weight just through the act of volunteering. They didn't report making any other changes other than picking up volunteering for the good of someone else, this selfless act of caring. So 20% of them reported actually losing weight just through that act, just through that selfless giving. There was a reduction in experiencing a major illness of 16%. So in the study group that was not volunteering, the rate was about 52% over that 30-year period. And in the study with volunteers, it was down to 36%, I believe was the number. So a 16% decrease in the chance of experiencing a major illness. In another study, there was a reduction of 44% of reports of early death, so it promoted longevity. And then finally, over 50% reported an overall increase in their health. So some pretty powerful reasons to find ways to increase our level of oxytocin in our body, or just, if we don't want to worry about this hormone, how do we experience more love in our day-to-day life. Another way, the third way, I guess I could say, besides childbirth and nursing, which isn't available to everybody, so volunteering, and then the final way, I guess I will say, that we're going to talk about today is a meditation, luckily, because we're going to do a meditation today, a meditation that's heart-centered. So there's an institute called the HeartMath Institute, and they are doing some amazing research on heart coherence and oxytocin and the power of a heart-based meditation. And we've done a little bit of this in different weeks through our meditation. Today we're really going to spend some time focusing on our heart and breathing. This has been shown repeatedly. This is a guaranteed way to increase your oxytocin. So we focus on our heart and we breathe through our heart. And by doing that, we're actually improving the overall coherence of the waves of the frequency around our heart. And we are also increasing the levels of oxytocin within our body. So we're getting all of those benefits that I talked about, right? Longevity, improved health, it increases your overall outlook. It's been shown to combat depression. The list goes on, but those are some of the ones that really jumped out at me. So I wanted to give you some of the science behind love and the power of love, and why perhaps love has been around as a teaching for so many hundreds and thousands of years in the spiritual realm, and how we can actually increase our capacity for love through, number one, volunteering, and two, doing a heart-centered meditation. And I'll post a link to the HeartMath Institute because I think it's amazing, the studies that they're doing around oxytocin and coherence. One study that I love that I'll talk about before we get into meditation was they had an owner of a pet and the pet in separate rooms. And they had the owner doing this heart-centered breathing that we're going to do today. And they can actually measure the improvement in coherence within the field around the heart, right? There's a wave that they can measure. And that as you perform the heart-centered breathing, that level of coherence increases. And when it increases, we have a better sense of well-being. We're releasing oxytocin. There's all these wonderful things that occur, including syncing between the heart having this coherence and our mind having this coherence. So they had the owner of the pet doing the breath, and they knew that through the measurements that the coherence was rising. And then they let the pet come into the room, and they had a heart monitor on this pet as well. And the pet was all excited. And you can see on the chart both of the owner and the pet's coherence lines. And then once they started, once the pet calmed down and the owner didn't touch it, didn't do anything, just stayed in that heart-centered breath, stayed in coherence, the pet's heart actually started going into coherence as well. In fact, it was matching the owner's level of coherence. What that shows me is that we have a tremendous impact on the people around us if we're able to stay in a state of love, or being open to connection, being open to loving as a path, as an approach to life. We are actually emitting a frequency that impacts the others, either positively in this case, and it can even be negatively. So that was the topic for today. I hope it was helpful. We will get into meditation now, and we will be doing quite a bit of heart-centered breath. I want to really explore that today, along with syncing that with focusing on a point in our heads, actually, where around the pituitary gland, which is the major organ that releases the oxytocin. So let's go ahead and get into that. We're going to start with 3 breaths deep into our belly. We want to really push out the navel when we're taking those deep breaths. We really want to envision relaxing as we exhale. We're going to do square breath, which is 4 seconds in, hold for 4 seconds, 4 seconds out, hold out for 4 seconds. And then we're going to get into heart-centered breathing. I'll guide you through that. I'll guide you through focusing on 2 points in your body and increasing coherence. And then, because we can affect people in our vicinity, we're also going to try affecting people that maybe aren't in our vicinity. So if you're with somebody, we're going to send this loving energy to them, and then we're going to expand it and we're going to send it to people that we know need it, but that maybe aren't right near us to experience it. So we'll go ahead and get started. So sit up as straight as is comfortable. If you're in bed, just make sure that your spine is straight. You can close your eyes. If you prefer to leave them open, you can. Just keep a nice soft gaze, 45 degrees below the horizon. Take a nice deep breath into your belly. And as you exhale, just relax. Deep breath into the belly. And as you exhale, just relax. Deep breath into the belly, pushing it out. And as you exhale, just relax. Next breath in, take it nice and slow. In, 2, 3, 4, hold it in. 2, 3, 4, let it out slowly, relax. 2, 3, 4, hold it out. 2, 3, 4, deep breath in. 2, 3, 4, hold it in. 2, 3, 4, let it out slowly, relax. 2, 3, 4, hold it out. 2, 3, 4, deep breath in. 2, 3, 4, hold it in. 2, 3, 4, let it out slowly and relax. 2, 3, 4, hold it out. 2, 3, 4, deep breath in. 2, 3, 4, hold it in. 2, 3, 4, let it out slowly and relax. 2, 3, 4, hold it out. 2, 3, 4. Now just breathe normally. Becoming aware of your body, just feeling into your body. Feeling its weight in the chair or on the bed. Bringing your awareness to your heart. Sensing the volume of space that your heart takes up in your chest. this focus on your heart. Imagine your breath coming in through your heart and out through your heart. In through your heart and out through your heart. And we will slow our breathing down a little bit as we maintain focus on our heart. In, 2, 3, 4, 5. Out, 2, 3, 4, 5. In, 2, 3, 4, 5. Out, 2, 3, 4, 5. In, 2, 3, 4, 5. Out, 2, 3, 4, 5. Continue on your own. If your mind wanders, as it likely will, that is okay. Just bring your attention back to your heart, back to the breath, in through the heart and out through the heart. If you become caught up in thought, gently allow your attention to come back to your heart, keeping the breath slow, easy, and focused on the heart center. Now, adding a point of focus, keeping the breath in through the heart and out through the heart, maintaining your attention on your heart. Become aware of the space between your temples towards the center of your head. Allowing a link to form between your heart and this space within your head. In through the heart, 2, 3, 4, 5, out, 2, 3, 4, 5. Maintaining the heart-centered breath with the connection between your heart and your mind. If your mind is wandering, gently bringing it back. No frustration, it's okay. Bringing it back to your heart, this point within your mind or your head, and the breathing. And if it hasn't risen within your chest already, generate a feeling of love, compassion, gratitude, and send this energy to the rest of your body. Allowing the sense of peace and coherence that we've cultivated through this breathing to expand throughout your body, reaching every cell. from the tips of your fingers to the top of your head, to the bottoms of your feet. And now send that energy to someone else in your life. Beaming that energy to them for healing, for health, for love. Seeing them whole, happy, well, smiling. Slowly now, taking a deep breath in through your heart, bringing your awareness back to your body. You may notice it vibrating with love. Slowly now, wiggling your fingers and your toes, rolling your wrists and your ankles, and when you're ready, you can open your eyes. Thank you for being here. One note on the altruism is it does mention a true selfless concern and giving, not feeling like we should, quote unquote, be doing what we're doing. And I think that comes naturally for a lot of us. But I also know that there are times where we will start altruistic activities in a feeling of should, right? Or a volunteering thing, I should do this. And the good news is that even if that's how we start, that very quickly it shifts to wanting to serve and to finding ways to serve that truly help others and truly help others to the best of our ability. So I hope this topic was helpful. If it was, be sure to click like, share it to others, and if you haven't already, subscribe to be notified of new videos from the YouTube channel. Thanks. Have a great weekend.